AITA for telling my friend my son is just as deserving as her son? My son and a friend's son both entered a lottery for a local charter high school that specializes in STEM. My son was granted entry. The friend was not. It's unfortunate, but also out of my control. It came up in conversation that my son had gained entry when I was visiting this friend. She asked that I transfer my son's spot to her son, because she had become aware that I live in a good public school district. I explained that my son is extremely passionate about the areas the school specializes in, so would be attending. Never mind that what she was proposing probably isn't even allowed. She tried to assert that because her son would not have access to as good a school otherwise, that my son should free up the spot for someone more needy. Her son was in the room as this was being discussed. I didn't feel I could speak freely in the presence of a child involved. So I suggested we continue talking in another room or at another time. She said this concerned her son, so he should be a part, and kept instigating him with questions like, "Tell her how excited you would have been to go to the charter school. Don't you think you deserve this spot?" Quote. He seemed uncomfortable at first but obviously did feel strongly and passionately that he deserved to go, so warmed up to participating in the conversation. Finally, I wanted to end the back and forth and just told her, "My son is just as deserving as your son. It was a random lottery. He's your responsibility, not mine. This isn't the only option for education you have. You knew admission wasn't a sure thing and it was wrong to pin his hopes on it." And left. Now, looking back, I feel badly because I worry I should have removed myself rather than engage in front of her son. Two wrongs don't make a right, and just because she wasn't being the best adult doesn't give me an excuse to do what I did. But I do believe the things I said. And I'm not the one who put her son in the situation. So, I'm really broken up. AITA? NTA. You got put into an impossible situation and I think dealt with it as diplomatically as you could. Given the ridiculous entitlement she was showing to ask you to forego your child's education. She probably won't be a friend anymore though. NTA. So painfully NTA. She just seems like she's trying to be manipulative as fuck. Good luck to your son. NTA. And she's not really a friend if she's trying to guilt you like this. NTA. It's honestly weird for her to even ask that. NTA. It was a randomized lottery. I'm assuming no skill was involved. They do it this way to make the odds fair for everyone. You're doing what's right for your son. It's her fault for involving her son, and that's something she never should have done. Kids are resilient. He would have had an easier time bouncing back if she wasn't an and involved him. NTA. She pulled her son into it, and I actually think it's good for kids with parents like this to witness them being put in their place. NTA. You tried to postpone the conversion to a time when the child wasn't present. But the other parent refused to back down and even encouraged their son to engage. What makes people act like this? They aren't entitled to your son's spot at the charter school, and if she thinks their district is so bad, and it is important to them, that they can move to a better school district. Your son got the lottery spot and you guys shouldn't be guilted into giving that spot to others who deem themselves more worthy. NTA. How inappropriate. Even if you did withdraw your son, there's no guarantee her son would be next in line. NTA. Everything you said was the truth. NTA. She dragged her child into it and attempted to have you co-sign her entitled behavior while asking you to do something impossible that wouldn't benefit your child. Can't decide if this is pure entitlement or some kind of major manipulation gone wrong. Either way, you may want to reconsider if this is a friend or an acquaintance. NTA. This is a lottery system. That is not based on need. You are correct. Your son is just as deserving as hers. Your friend's behavior was wildly entitled and manipulative, especially bringing her son into the conversation. Also, I am almost certain that you can't just transfer your son's spot to hers. I would imagine that if you decline your son's spot, that the district would choose who would take the spot. NTA. Even if you were open to removing your son, it's likely that the school would randomly select another person, and no guarantee it would be their kid. Keep standing up for your kid. And best of luck. NTA. You lost me it. She stated I should transfer her the spot. You won the lottery. Fair and square. Do what's best for your son. Don't let other people take that from you. She's an idiot for thinking her kid needs this to succeed. What the hell's she gonna do when he can't get into Harvard or Oxford? This is more about her than the kid. That kid lost out on the parent lottery too. NTA. Your ex-friend is insane. NTA. She brought this conflict in front of her son, not you. NTA. It's completely unfair for her to try and demand something like that of you and try to manipulate you using her child. NTA. It's not like you said anything outrageously mean. You stated a fact. If you withdraw your son, you get to pick who he is replaced with anyway. The lot will likely go back to lottery. She's being a bit idiotic. I also deserved to win the $24 million lottery last weekend, but I didn't ask the winner to transfer the money to me. NTA. In fact, what you said last to her really made me clap. I get that she is wanting her kid to be in a good school. But when you involve your kid in these kind of conversations and all that, you're feeding into a hope that somehow they are more deserving of that position. It was a lottery. It was just chance your son got it. But that doesn't mean he doesn't deserve it. And frankly, your friend is not being a good mom. If he were to start believing her, who knows what else he'd feel entitled to. Then he'd get to play victim again.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.